कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
श्रीमते निगमान्त महादेशिकाय नमः। Manthara used that small incident which was meted to her when Rama was a very young boy along with his brothers, hit the mud ball on her hunch. She uses this as a valid reason to stop his coronation. Well, she has the democratic right to assume whatever she wants. But we as bhaktas of Rama and the Ramayana have a question. So we were thinking Rama was ideal, perfect, no mistake committed at all whatsoever. But this comes as a huge shock to us, sir, that Rama did humiliate Manthara. Right? I have told you in the previous talk itself that when children commit certain acts, though they have to be corrected, though they have to be shown the right path, it should not be treated as an absolute way to characterize that child, because any child over a period of time can become more disciplined, can come up with better etiquette and demeanor. So that said, that Manthara's vengeance need not be justified, and children's acts need not be taken so seriously. We also need to understand that Rama is not any other normal child. He was looked up as a source of inspiration, as an ideal son, brother, and so on. So how he could have done this? This is a $1 million question which all our acharyas have. But that is undeniable that he has hit Manthara's back with the mud balls. So they cannot whitewash this particular incident. So they have to agree with what the Mukhya Pramana, Moola Pramana, Ramayana says. So interestingly, one of the principal saints in the Tamil mystic tradition called as Nammalvar or Shatakopa, he was called Shatakopa in Sanskritam, or Nammalvar, he says that this act of the mud balls hitting the hunch, the hump of Manthara, though you may all think it was performed by Rama, was actually performed by Krishna. So he says in one of his famed works called Thiruvaimozhi, Manai nokki madavadai marvil kundai Madhava, the one who has got Lakshmi on his chest, O Madhava, Kuni Sidaya Undaivil Niratil Teritai Govinda. So Kuni, to that lady who had a hump, that was played with Kuni Sidaya Undaivil. By the end of that arrow, mud balls were attached, and who aimed at those humps? Niratil Teritai, who did? Govinda. Govinda generally means in our Shastram Krishna. So the act was committed by Rama, but it is attributed to Krishna. Why? The commentator says, see, there are two children in the house. One extremely disciplined, never commits mistakes. The other one is known only to commit mistakes. Then, if there is one act which presumably that ideal child has done, you know what is the parents' psychology? They will say, no, he didn't do. This also, this boy must have done. because he has already committed 100 mistakes, the child number 2. So if you add one more crime to it, which is 101, it doesn't make a very big difference. As much difference what it would make to child A who has never committed a mistake. So Rama has never committed mistakes. It seems that this act of him so-called humiliation to Manthara looks like a mistake. So the Acharya say, see, you think Rama has committed? No, Nirattil teri tai Govinda, Krishna has committed, not Rama. So this is a very, I would say, a very interesting way to look at our avatars and their Vaibhavams. Now, Kaikeyi continues praising Rama. Let's now keep Manthara's accusations on one side. Kaikeyi praises Rama. Dharmajnyo gunavandantaha Kritagnaha satyavan shuchihi Ramo rajasuto jeshtho Yauvarajyo matorhati. He is extremely fit. He has all the caliber, qualifications to become the Yuvaraja. She openly tells Manthara. So Manthara's process of brainwashing Kaikeyi has not begun, or even if it has begun, it has not been even 1% successful till now. Manthara then tells, see Kaikeyi, Kaushalya, the principal Pattamahishi, queen of King Dasharatha, is the most fortunate. You know why? Her son, Rama, the only son, will be the Yuvaraja, heir apparent. Subhaga kila Kausalya yasyaha putro bhishekshyate Yauvarajyena mahata shvapushyena dvijottamaihi. So, she is extremely happy. She will be extremely happy. She is extremely fortunate because her son is going to become the heir apparent. Kaikeyi says, Manthara, I know where you are heading at. You feel Kaushalya's son Rama is going to become the heir apparent. So she is very lucky, he is very lucky. And you are trying to hint at me that my son Bharata will never get an opportunity to rule. I can tell you out of sheer confidence that I have on Rama, hey Manthara. Maybe after 100 years later, my son Bharata will rule. Bharatascha piramasya dhruvam varsha shatatparam pitrupaitamaham rajyam avapsyati nararshabhaha. So he will become the heir apparent. He will be very fortunate after 100 years. See Manthara, now this situation, be happy for Rama. At the same time, be happy that Bharata will also become the heir apparent. Bhavishyati cha kalyane kimidam paritapyase. Hey Bhavishyasi, this will happen in the future. Manthara, you know very well, life is about looking to the future. Don't worry or don't keep depressed about the present. The present situation is also good. Rama is going to become the heir apparent. Future also looks bright. Bharata will be made the heir apparent. Manthara says, you fool. You are such a fool, Kaikeyi. I don't know how I nurtured you. I don't know whether I even gave you that little logical thinking what any other normal, average, primitive, mortal human being has. Kaikeyi was shocked. What kind of thinking, logical thinking do you think I lack or I miss? Manthara says, hey Kaikeyi, if Rama becomes the heir apparent now, a few years later, maybe 25, 50, 75, 100 years later, do you think Rama will give the Rajyam to Bharata? It will go to his son or his daughter. Bhavita Raghavo Raja Raghavasya Chayasutaha Raja Vamshatu Bharataha Kaikeyi Parihasyate. So it will go to Rama's son. It will not come to your son Bharata. Kaikeyi, remember this. Make note of this. Rama and Rama's son, they will rule. Your son Bharata will never get a chance. Manthara, I don't know what to tell when you are making such uncharitable, unverifiable remarks on my dear son Rama. Have you seen? Rama is always affectionate towards all his brothers. He doesn't see any difference between Rama. He doesn't see any difference between any of his brothers. That way I will tell you, like how Rama doesn't see difference amongst his brothers, whether it is my son Bharata or Sumitra's sons Lakshmana, Shatrughna, I will tell you confidently, Manthara. Even I don't see a difference between the son I have birthed, who is Bharata, and Kaushalya's son Rama. Rameva Bharate Vaham Vishesham Nopalakshaye. I don't see. I have never seen, I will never see. This is what Kaikeyi says, to which Manthara says, Kaikeyi, in which world are you? Even a normal, ordinary citizen in this country, why? Even in Kaikeya country, our country knows. People always make a combination of Rama and Lakshmana. You always say, even in the north of India, they always say Ram, Lakhan. Though the order of birth is Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana, Shatrughna, this order you'll have to think twice before telling. Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana, Shatrughna. But this order is never known to the tongues of the people. They always say Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna. So even in the grouping, even in the pairing, it is always Lakshmana who goes well with Rama and not your son Bharata. So she says, Gopta hi Ramam Saumitrir Lakshmanam cha Piraghavah Ashvinoriva Saubhratram Tayor Lokeshu Vishrutam. Like a tree of extreme value, let's say a sandal tree, a teak, a mahogany, whose wood, whose branches, whose leaves are extremely important. You know what? One of the best ways to protect such a priceless tree is to have thorns around the tree. So, people who have to approach the tree have to get pricked by those sharp thorns and then approach the tree. Similarly, Rama is like that priceless tree, Kaikeyi. And Lakshmana protects Rama, the priceless tree, like a bunch or group of thorns around him. Gopta hi Ramam Saumitrir Lakshmanam cha Piraghavah Ashvinoriva Saubhratram Tayor Lokeshu Vishrutam. Lakshmana protects Rama like how the thorns protect the tree. So on what basis do you say that Bharata will become the heir apparent? But Kaikeyi says, Hey Manthara, you know that Dasharatha loves Bharata so much. Forget what Rama has to deal with. I know about Rama. I have explained about Rama to you, but you do not have the patience and the intent to listen to what I have to say about Rama. Now let's discuss my husband Dasharatha. Dasharatha is a valorous king, a king who knows the principles. He loves Rama, agree, but he loves Bharata too. Can that be denied, Manthara? She asks. To which Manthara says, you say that your husband Dasharatha loves Rama and Bharata. Okay, point taken. In that case, when your son is languishing in Kaikeya Desham, why should this coronation happen in the absence of Bharata? Give me an answer to it. If Bharata is so important to Dasharatha, is it so urgent that King Rama should be made the heir apparent in Bharata's absence? Shouldn't they be inviting Bharata and wait for his presence? You tell me. Your husband is so honest, so sincere, so just. Then why is Rama's Yuvaraja Pattabhishekam happening in the absence of Bharata? Kaikeyi didn't have an immediate answer. Of course, she has to debate, she has to argue with Manthara. But let's see what she has to argue in the next episode. Dear Astika reader, I am happy to be authoring a 2-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.